Good morning, everybody. Good Sunday. You are joining us to another race companion for the Tall and Short of It podcast. This afternoon, we've got the Portimao Grand Prix getting underway. We're just starting the formation lap. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm Aaron. Welcome back for another race companion.
What's going on, man? How you feeling this morning?
Feeling good. I got up a little early, got myself showered, got my Bloody Mary, my coffee here. I am living it up. Pumped for this race. So
now, I will preface the listeners here. We may be experiencing some technical difficulties. F1 TV over the last weekend has been a little choppy, so forgive us if we experience any cutouts.
Yeah, we've I think Justin may have, but I turned down the quality of the video a little bit, so hopefully it'll cause a little less skipping. So should be okay. I'll still be able to see the track, of course. There'll just be some slight graininess for me, but when you guys are watching, you'll get us nice and clear.
Don't get those grains on your tires, Aaron.
Shouldn't have as much of that today. So, as a little intro to everyone, track temperatures are up this morning in Portimao. Also, very little wind. So, different than what it has been like all weekend long. But now everyone's getting lined up in the grid to get ready for this start.
Now, who are you watching this weekend?
So, I, of course, am interested to see the battle between Max and Lewis, especially with Max in qualies being a little ways back. But I would like to see what Danny Ricciardo does after a relatively poor qualifying.
Yeah, he was much farther back than Lando.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. Wow. Sainz had a great start there.
Max was looking for it.
He went for it. Perez lost the spot. And Lando, too, coming after him.
It's so hard for me to see what's moving in the beginning.
It's tough, especially some of the shots they have. Let's see. Esteban Ocon making moves. Oh, who went wide?
It's an Alpine.
I think that was Alonso. Max is right there, though, on Valtteri, I think. Oh, no, it's Hamilton. So Valtteri did hold off the start. It was definitely, like you said, hard to tell what's kind of happening. Oh, and there goes Lando. Making a move on Ocon. He's got the inside.
Got him.
Beautiful.
Nice.
I love to see it.
Yeah, especially making moves on lap one, not wasting any time.
Yeah, because he knows he has the pace, and I think he knows that he needs to get ahead of any of those cars like the Alpine that might hold him up.
Yeah.
I mean, he even knew last week with Ricciardo, he's like, hey, you got to let me through. Like, I got pace. Oh, something happened in the back. Someone lost a wing. Kimmy.
Oh, he's dragging it. He brought it right to an exit.
That's a bummer. I think he had lost the wing and then got a puncture there, so that's tough. I want to see. I'm curious what contact happened. I lost the stream briefly.
Yeah, it looked like. Here we go. Oh man, what happened? There were a whole bunch of cars in front of him. It's really hard to see, but it looks like movement from the Alpine and a McLaren caught the. Oh, here we go.
So Alonso and Ricciardo.
Oh no! It looked like Giovinazzi tapped him. Honestly.
Really? That sucks. Seeing the teammates come together. Right. You're gonna have to keep.
Oh, okay. So Giovinazzi didn't touch him. Kimmy's front right side came up on Giovinazzi's back left and like ran the wing under the car. Looks like they've got the big rigs out though. Raikkonen's out of the car. He's fine. They're grabbing the they're moving the vehicle. He's walking. That's a DNF though. He's out.
Yeah, that's tough. I was hoping that, like I was saying to you before the race, Kimmy's one of my favorites. I love seeing him out there, so I'm hoping that, always hoping that he's going to have a good race. But that's definitely a bummer.
Safety car's just static on track. It looks like they're pulling him back into the pits.
Really? That much debris?
They just did a drive through the pits. I don't know what that is, but
very interesting. All right, I'm getting the stream back up. That
nice.
Took a minute.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. They're just like driving them down through the pits. Looks like another formation lap.
Well, I think they were allowing the safety car to get out ahead of everyone, and so
Gotcha.
Kimmy, such a bummer. There's the race start, though.
Yep.
Yeah. All three of them, Bottas, Hamilton, and Max, Max tried to make multiple moves there.
Yeah, Max had a really good start.
He did. He got in the slipstream from Lewis and then tried to make the cut inside. Lewis covered him off and then tried to dart to the outside and just couldn't quite get enough speed to get around.
Oh, look at that all bunched up there.
Yeah.
God, they carry so much speed on the straights. Like, they just fly out of those corners.
Oh, I know. Man, and Lando had a really nice start. Ocon also. Props to him. Ocon had a really good start and, like, held off very well. Yeah.
That's so crazy, Max driving like that in the first, like, 100 meters of the race. Like, oh, man.
Well, and it's usually...
looking one way, looking the other. That's so quick.
Yeah, he usually is a little bit smarter, but I think usually a little bit more cautious, not smarter, at those starts. But I think he could tell that he didn't have anyone directly on his back, so he had the ability to make a little bit more of a move.
Right.
I think typically,
big lockups from Yuki, yeah.
I mean, it's tough in those bunches. Like, I mean, just from my, oh, yeah.
Well, and you see, it looked like his back left was not, like, spinning anymore. Ooh. Well, at least that didn't end the race for Giovinazzi.
Yeah, definitely. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not really sure what he saw there that caused him to bump into the back. But yeah, with dragging that front wing under your tires, he definitely had some punctures. He wasn't going to be able to make it back to the pits. Be interesting to see this restart, though, after the safety car.
What was the race radio saying to Lewis?
There's still going to be some debris on the track. They cleared most of the big stuff, but they're warning them about the left-hand side around that main straight.
Gotcha. Man.
So...
Man, this F1 TV is struggling, bro.
Yeah, it's really a bummer. I was hoping that we'd have pretty clean video. Mine, I think, honestly, my issue was my Wi-Fi. For some reason, my laptop keeps, like, turning off the Wi-Fi. Or it's saying, like, no internet connection, which is weird. I haven't had any issues with that, so... But bumping down the quality of the stream has helped.
Okay, there we go.
Brakes.
Yeah, I was trying to do that, and it wasn't changing, and now it's shifted down, which is fine.
Yeah, you have to click it and just let it sit, and it'll eventually
Yep.
kind of take it down. So, Valtteri's brakes were getting very hot from the Mercedes garage, according to their radio.
Gotcha.
So, Sainz moved up a place. So, right now, under the safety car, everyone, we've got Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Norris, Ocon, Leclerc, Gasly, Vettel. Those are your top 10. Then we have Russell, Giovinazzi, Ricardo, Alonso, Tsunoda, Stroll, Latifi, Schumacher, and Mazepin, with the Raikkonen DNF so far. Valtteri's really trying to make some kind of weird moves, I think, to heat up the wheels and everything, and also give himself a little bit of a gap here and there. It'll be interesting to see what happens when he bolts once the safety car goes in.
Yeah, because we've seen a good amount of Hamilton's race restarts, a couple from Max.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't seen Valtteri out there too much.
No, really haven't since. It's been a while. I think it might have been under the safety car at Bahrain when not the Grosjean crash, but the safety car after that, when there was the crash towards the back where things got jumbled up.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Bottas was the pole car on that. So, sounds like they got everything cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm looking to get this racing back underway. There was a AlphaTauri that went wide around somebody. I don't know what that was.
Come on.
Oh, look at them. They're just all setting fastest laps.
So, we are now 6 laps in, 5 under safety car, and 60 laps to go. And it looks like for a lot of people, this could end up being a one-stopper, just with going from either the softs to the mediums or the mediums to the softs. I don't think we'll see many people going for the hard tires because the tire selection from Pirelli for this race were the 3 hardest tire options. So
Okay.
so like the softs for this were like the mediums in race 1, I guess. We didn't really see as much of the slicks last week with the rain, or last race with the rain, not last week.
Because Pirelli only has 5 compounds total, and then you just shift up and down that.
Yeah, and so they try and make it so that it will. They try to adjust it based on the track, what the conditions are expected to be, things like that. So somewhere here in Portugal, where like warmer track and things like that, harder tires, so that they hopefully don't have as much deg or too many issues with that. So, safety car ending. Valtteri is really jumbling things up. He likes to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why. It seems like the right play is just to dash, right?
Yeah, but it's when he does. So, there he
here
goes.
we go.
Yep.
He's out.
Oh, and Max might have gotten a little slip there.
Oh,
Max is right on him. Max has him.
Oh, let's go, Lewis!
Lewis locks up.
We got him! Let's go, Max!
Wow, Lewis locked up. Yeah, Max got a really good start off the restart.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Lewis locked up into turn 1 there.
A couple of packs. What's a pack, Aaron? I meant to say cars, all jumbled in a pack. Oh, shit. What's going on? Everybody's shifting. Oh, big lockup from the Ferrari.
Keep me posted. I lost the stream for a second.
Yeah, you're good. Lots of shifting. Ricardo made it up into 12th.
Okay.
Here we go. Both of the Ferraris are running together. An Alpine just split them. That's Ocon. He's in 7th.
Nice. Very
Oh,
good.
oh, Leclerc took it back. Oh, what's going on with Tsunoda? He just dropped like 3 positions.
Yeah, he has been having a tough start, but this is also just as a reminder to everyone. This is his first time racing on this track, so he doesn't have any experience with it, like most of the drivers do, at least from last year. So his expectations were a little bit lower.
Ah, that's right. Well, and how crazy is this track with all those blind hills?
Yeah. Well, that was the worry. I was listening to some of the stuff for qualifying. It sounded like, wow, and Max is 6/10 back from Valtteri. But with the qualifying, it sounded tough because people who would be on hot laps would have to be watching out for people, or people who were on slow laps were having to watch for people on hot laps. And it was tough with all the hills and the undulating of the track.
Yep.
So, yeah. Wow, Max really got such a good restart.
Oh man.
And
Yeah,
then-
he was like right next to Lewis when Valtteri took off. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, right around him on the outside. That's
Yep.
insane. Overcorrects on the curb.
Sticks it, so no going off the track there to gain a position.
That was nuts, dude.
He stuck his right tires just on the curb.
Well played, Max.
Lando putting a move on Sergio. Up to 4th. So Lando,
This kid is on form, man.
he is racing at like as well as the top guys.
He's close.
Well, honestly, I think the big difference is just the car. Like
Okay. Yeah.
the quality of his racing right now and the moves he's making and the zone he is in, he is on rare form. And right now, I think, Bottas, Verstappen, and Hamilton might be the only one. And I mean, it makes sense also with the Drivers' Championship as well.
Yeah, he's up there in 3rd right now.
Yeah, so granted, we did have the DNF come out of Valtteri, but
Yeah, well, and that's gonna be one of the big talking points about the amount of points that Valtteri has is the collision with Russell, or Russell's colliding into him.
yeah, I'm kind of glad that we haven't heard too much about that. But also, it's so early in the season. There's plenty of time to make it up. Other people will DNF, of course, as well. So there's definitely time. More races this season than ever. So.
Oh, he's going on the inside. Looking for it, though. He's going to be able to close that gap.
I'm so bummed I keep losing the stream. And this time, it's not my computer. There we go. Got it back.
Max is within 0.7 of or 0.8 of Valtteri. He's going to be in DRS zone.
Yep. And we should be getting DRS here very shortly.
Yeah.
The undulating nature of the Portimao track.
It looks so cool.
It does. It really just swoops through. It's like a roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis is sticking pretty close to Max. So he's
They got a long race.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lewis got DRS, but Max did not. Max must have just fallen out of DRS.
Oh, no.
And Lewis back up into second.
Got him.
Oh, Max coming back at him on the outside.
Oh, man. That front cam was so cool.
Very, very cool. All right. Max just has to stay within DRS. That's the big thing, because I think we'll see a lot of shifting back and forth based on the DRS here up at the front.
Right.
So he's only 0.5 back from Lewis, though, so he's still within that striking distance.
It seems like Valtteri's putting some distance between them, though.
Yeah, he's got that open air that he's able to kind of... He's not fighting like Max and Lewis, so he's able to have a little bit more of a free run out front there.
Yeah. Damn, he went really wide there.
Yeah.
To get around him and then hit the racing line again. That was sweet. Well done, Lewis.
Very, very well done. Yeah, I think Max lost a little bit of time right at the end of that last lap before the DRS straight, because he was outside of the DRS gap. But so Max just said over the team radio that he feels like a sitting duck on the straights. So that's not good. But at the same time, Lewis did have DRS. Most people feel like a sitting duck when... Checo is asking for the FIA for help. He thinks Norris went off track when passing him. So I didn't see that from the camera angles that we saw, but
I feel like race or track level eyes from a racer are the last thing I'm gonna trust.
Definitely. Like
you know what I mean?
Right. Granted, he does have like a side-by-side kind of view of where the inside tires are, but you have so many other things that you're focusing on that are not where my opponent's tires on the track.
I imagine most of it comes from feel, just like, oh, it seemed like he was pretty far off, so in your head that creates like an inch on track next to them may seem like, 3 feet.
Oh, yeah. When you're at those high speeds and everything, it has to kind of blend together.
Or at least skew in some way.
Yeah, it'd be hard to tell that, to gauge that distance. Lewis only 5/10 back from Valtteri, so he's going to be able to have DRS on Valtteri coming up. Oh. Okay, so Yuki got 2 warnings on track limits already.
Damn.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it is. Well, he's learning. He's learning. Rookie year. He'll get it.
Wait.
I'm amazed at how much fiddling these guys do with the wheel between the battery charging and the swapping modes and all sorts of stuff.
There's so much. Crazy. The DRS isn't automatic either. They have
to hit a button. Yeah,
there's a DRS button.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like there's so much going on just that wheel. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
That they get around the track as fast as they do.
I mean, I guess you have to kind of look at it and be like, so you and I both game, and whether it's controller or mouse and keyboard, I feel like just the muscle memory from playing games enough, we do so many other things while we're playing and all. So I feel like maybe it's kind of like a controller, you figure out what buttons, it's just muscle memory to an extent. And you even see that when they crash out sometimes, where they're shooken up and their pit radio and everything is mode zero, power off, and they're just like out of it, but still like hitting all the buttons and like shutting everything down. So
that's a pretty good comparison. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I feel like that's the only reasonable comparison I could make.
Yeah. I guess the thing like personally that makes it like feel like a serious skill is there are some buttons that I have to look down on the keyboard because it's at a distance where like the reach is a little too far. I could be hitting the T or the Y, you know, so I want to be sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would look at that and then I'd be in a wall.
Well, and I do stupid things like I'll be playing Warzone and I've done it a bunch recently. I'll pick up my hands off the keyboard to like take a drink or something, and I'll just put my hands down a little too hard on the keyboard and off on the wrong keys and accidentally throw my like stun grenades and stuff like that.
Right.
So I would worry about that. Like take the hand off the wheel for a second and all of a sudden like put it back and be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like your hands are in a different like home position. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So okay. I wasn't sure if Lando gave the position back to Perez or what, but Sergio is back up ahead of Lando in fourth. Yuki just passed Fernando Alonso as well. So very nice from Yuki. Or no, sorry, not Alonso, Russell.
Mm-hmm. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Mercedes and the Red Bull.
Yep. Sarah's boy Ricardo though needs to bring it up. He's moved up a couple spots from his starting though. So
yeah, rough start for him, man.
Yeah, his quality was just I still don't know exactly what happened, but just not a good quality.
Well, like we were talking, I think the wind speeds really were messing with some drivers in some key turns.
That's the only thing I can think of because it seemed to be an issue like on some laps and not for others. So 16 laps in, fastest lap is held by Lewis currently. We've got Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, Ocon, Gasly, Vettel. That is your top 10, and Ricardo just outside in 11th. So he's moved up 5 spots from his start, which is he's moving towards the points, going in the right direction.
Yeah, he's not going backwards, that's for sure. Man, Lewis is staying right there on Valtteri.
Yeah, Max has kind of fallen away a little bit. He's kind of in no man's land. Oh, Lewis
he may be saving up for an attack in a couple laps.
He might. He's staying a little bit far enough back.
Yeah. 2.5 doesn't scream getting ready for attack mode.
He's not pushing yet, but he could probably close up about... he's closed up a couple tenths here so far. So maybe by about lap 20 or 21, they might have an opportunity to close things up a little bit. But from what it looked like for the pre-show, it looks like a lot of people will be sticking on the mediums for decent ways through the race, probably into the 30s of laps, and then switching to the softs like later on, looking for those one-stop strategy. Perez and Norris have really, though, fallen back from the top 3. Kind of tough. Like, it's very much a 3-horse race at the front right now.
Lost my stream.
So Lando up there in 5th, just hanging a little ways back from Perez. But Ricardo here with DRS on Vettel gets him up into the points for Ricardo.
Nice.
So, nice move there. Seb just couldn't hold him off with the DRS for the McLaren. So, Ricardo up into 10th, has Gasly just a couple seconds up on him.
That was a nice little move by Daniel.
Oh, yeah. Kind of sweeping around the outside there.
Here's a dumb thought. Do you think Lewis Hamilton would be as fast if his name was spelled differently? You know, if it was like Louis instead of Lewis?
Much
like,
slower name.
Much slower name,
Much
yeah,
slower
exactly.
name.
His parents definitely picked the correct spelling.
Yeah.
That's the difference right here.
Like...
Big name diff?
Like, Max. Like, just short, sweet, fast name.
The fast
also,
name.
Max, like the maximum. Like, Lando.
Oh, don't say that. There's a bad novel series called Maximum Ride, and the hero's name is Max. Very very creative.
What a name.
Oh, here we go. What's going on here?
So Max a little bit faster that last lap, trying to close up the gap a little bit. So Max went from being 2.5 seconds back on Lewis to he's 1.4 now. So closing up that gap a little bit. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for Max to close up, try and stick up with them a little bit, because they're really not pulling away up front.
No, and I guess what would be the, like, would you want to go for the overtake before or after the pit stop?
I personally would prefer to do it sooner rather than later. So I think that you want to make the move to get up into P2, but you would also want to... Lewis, DRS, gets past, may have gone off track, couldn't quite tell. The angle was... He was on the curb at the very least, but...
Yeah. Give it back, Lewis.
I hate that that's my instant reaction right now whenever someone passes like that around the outside. Is like, oh, did they stay on?
Right.
I'm, like, annoyed with myself for it.
That was pretty wide, though.
Yeah, he stuck it to the curb. But yeah, it was...
Oh, jeez.
It almost looked like Lewis baited him to go to the inside.
Well, I'm curious, on that turn, is it just faster? Like, is that line faster?
I think the outside line's quicker. So I think Valtteri thought he was going to try and take the inside, so he covered it off, and then Lewis just took the long way around.
Swooped right around him.
Long way, but fast way. Max, I think, is in DRS right now. So let's see if he can close this up here a little bit.
So he's gaining him on the straights.
Well, Max just had DRS.
Right.
And Valtteri was outside of... Lewis already put a second gap between him. So... Okay. So Max... Valtteri 0.9 back. Max 0.7 back from Valtteri. Justin, why am I laughing? Did you?
I don't know.
Oh, did you get the Lewis team radio?
Oh, no, my stream is struggling, bro.
So, Lewis is on the radio saying the tires are pretty shot.
Oh, hell yeah. You know he's going to stay out for another...
10 laps?
Yeah. That's funny.
It just cracks me up every time.
Maybe he just feels like he has to say that for the fans.
It wouldn't be a dry race without Lewis complaining about the tire. I understand it on a wet race like the last one. That's not fun on tires, but any normal race, Lewis is on the radio about the tires.
It's too hot, man.
Oh, someone's coming in early. Signs.
Starting the train.
And what's he hopping on to? Going on to the Reds. So they're looking at a 2-stop strategy, it looks like. Because this is...
Big quick stop.
Start on the soft, so he's swapping to the mediums. Gotcha. So... And we've got, I think, Gasly possibly coming in, or... No, Yuki in.
Yep. Man, that sucks. Yuki all the way in last from the pit.
Yeah. But he'll have good new tires on. Hopefully be able to... Uh-oh. Wait. I saw a dot on the race, the track map stop, and it looked like it was the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, damn.
He hasn't moved on the list on the side of like positions and everything though.
Okay.
So maybe it was just a bug with their little graphic there. Sergio putting in a fastest second sector. And we've got a McLaren coming in.
Norris. How much do you think those tires weigh? They look pretty heavy, man.
40, 50?
Yeah.
Something like that. Slow pit, but not terrible. Oh. That was...
5.
That could have been bad. Ocon's... as he was
sliding in.
Yeah, as Lando was exiting. Oh. There goes Sainz.
Got him. Brilliant little move there from Carlos.
Very nice. Getting past George. Lando's going to have a tough time holding him off, too, because, Sainz has warmer tires right now. He's gotten a lap in, and...
Yeah, he's, like, right on Lando.
Lando's holding off just enough right now. But... once he's got about a lap in, his tires should be up. But it looks like we might have a really good battle there between Sainz and Lando. Sainz is really hanging on tight. So once we hit the DRS zone, we'll see what happens.
See which car's quicker.
Yeah. And Max hanging on just to the back of Valtteri too there. He was right up on him for a second in that picture-in-picture they've got going.
I see that.
I think Red Bull has to try and go for the undercut with Max, though, because I think that's their best bet of trying to gain one of those positions.
Yeah.
Try and do what Mercedes and Lewis did to them the first race.
Yeah, so that would be have Max pit first and then try and pass them when they go.
Yep, so Max pit first. Okay, so talking to Max on the radio, telling him long way to go. Lewis still upset about the tires. But yeah, so the undercut, Max coming in early, trying to do basically what Sainz did on Lando, trying to get a solid lap in on new rubber, get it up to speed so that you can be close behind the Mercedes with warmer tires to try and make a move. Like out of the pits. So Max is in that DRS on Valtteri though, so he might be able to get past him before the pit. Oh, my stream goes.
Yeah, man. When was the last time these companies upgraded their servers and their bandwidth, like hosting capabilities? Like, do they not understand how many people are tuning into this stuff?
Yeah,
they have to. It's their website.
Well, and like it's pretty disappointing that like we're paying for it too, and this is
Right.
the quality. Like, I mean, not that I'm paying anything or that we're paying anything outrageous for it. It's just like, I don't know. I would like to have a little bit better quality.
I agree. And yeah, granted they're coming to us live from Portugal, but
Yeah,
it's frustrating. We're
it
trying to give you the
definitely is.
best pod possible.
But that's all right. We're doing what we can.
We're struggling
Fortunately,
through,
neither of us, I think, have lost the stream at the same time.
which is useful.
So we're able to kind of keep each other up.
Yeah, these top three are just so close together. Max's DRS currently
Yeah,
closing up the gap.
just
Point
not.
0.9 to Valtteri.
He's just right there. It's probably about 0.6 or so. Leclerc coming into the pits, but probably about 0.6 back, and he might be able to make a move on him. But 0.9 is just a bit too much.
You'll
Max-
get like up to the back of them, but you won't be able to pass
Right.
them.
So Max fastest first sector there though. So
Nice.
he's starting to put in some solid times.
That's the hards. Leclerc just went on hards.
What was he on before? I missed it.
Yellows.
Interesting. I did not expect many people to go onto the hards for the race.
Well, if they're trying to one stop, if it's like heating up as the time goes on, that's probably the move if they're trying to keep it a one stop.
Yeah, it might be.
Like I don't know, cause like
Well, with the way
kinda
Lewis
sort
is
of-
talking,
yeah,
the yellows are falling off hard. So yeah, the reds might not make it to the end. Yeah, the hards might be the move.
we'll have to see what everybody else does. That may just be it just may be a choice for the Rari, but
Yeah, I'm interested to see though, because most people have either started on reds, gone to the yellows, or I think that's the majority of what we've seen so far. So Max 0.65 back with DRS, gonna be right up on him again, but should not get past.
it's getting close though.
Yeah, he's right there. And Lewis is just kind of stretching his lead a little bit.
Well, looks like Lewis found a back marker. Yeah, he found Latifi.
And Latifi did the pit stop. I was gonna say, was Schumacher and Mazepin up a little bit? Yeah, Lewis has a bit of graining on the right side there.
Well, hopefully Red Bull's paying attention. I have a feeling they're gonna try and capitalize on that.
Yeah, and I think Lewis is gonna try and get into the pits soon.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're probably preparing Max to push.
Yeah, I love hearing that radio call.
What's that? Push.
Yeah, that's a fun one because they're usually like, "I'm doing everything I can."
Right.
They're already like, we got Seb making a move up there on George.
That was really clean.
Yeah, nice move.
Seb still got it.
He's got some of it.
We have an earthquake here in Pennsylvania, apparently. My camera keeps shaking. Do you see that?
I do see it. I was wondering what. I just assumed it was the dogs
It's an earthquake, dude.
shifting around.
Yuki went on the hards, too. Yuki, Giovinazzi, Ocon, and Leclerc all swapped to the hards.
Very interesting. We've got some 27 lap old reds going on for who was that?
I was Lance Stroll.
For Stroll.
Well, obviously he's the best racer on the grid. You got to trust him.
Well, yeah, he knows how to stretch some tires.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Just right up on him. Just Just not quite enough. That has to be so tough, like being ready to make a move and then having to readjust to just make sure you're on the racing lines and driving like as clean a lap as you can up until that next like DRS zone.
Well, that's actually an interesting point. So like, yeah, there's a difference between racing the track and like racing the person ahead of you. Like you're going to race much like more imperfectly if you're trying to race the guy ahead of you. So that means like, brake a little bit later than he is, take a tighter line, and you're just racing so much more dangerously.
Yeah, definitely. And aggressively. Like you're
Yeah.
pushing different spots. You're putting your car, especially if you're looking to actually make a pass, like you're most likely not on the racing line because the lead car is going to have that in most cases. Might be the occasional time where the lead car is makes a mistake, locks up, something like that. But yeah, Max is just like hanging right there, which is good. It's going to be tough for him to catch Lewis, though.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis in clean air is just
unfortunate.
Yeah, and just the fact that Max and Valtteri are battling, like that slows them down just in and of itself.
Right.
So
yeah, Lewis is pulling away significantly.
Yeah, he's got about 3 seconds out now. But granted, you never know what could happen. Safety car. Yo, did you see that helicopter swoop?
Yeah, that was sick.
That was an awesome view.
I was gonna make a joke and say, yeah, a car could hit that helicopter and it could all be over.
But a safety car could, of course, change the race dramatically. So
we don't want to see a safety car.
I know, but just as a weirder things have happened to close
a
up
tempo
gaps.
Shifter.
Yeah, it's something that could easily make a change. I mean, that's kind of what we saw in the first race. Like we had some safety cars that kept second race. Max kept getting these big leads, and the safety car would come, and you'd have to like reel him back in, and then he'd get a gap again, and then reel him back in. So George getting past his teammate. Or, vice versa.
Yep.
George is really falling down the grid.
Yeah, he did.
I'm wondering what's going on there.
Well, he pitted most recently, it seems.
Yeah. And he's on the hard, so yeah. And I think Latifi might still not have pitted. I know neither of the Haas cars have pitted either.
Okay.
So they're up a little bit, I think, in 16-17. Oh. And Max is just stuck. Because I think Max has a little more pace than Valtteri, but just not enough. And yeah, Lewis, my tires are pretty shot, puts in another fastest lap.
Well, and like I said, from the time that he said that, it's been 10 laps.
Yep.
What a guy.
Lewis needs to shut up about tires, honestly, man.
What do you want him to say, man?
Not that.
He doesn't get team radio privileges?
Just not that. Like, give me some stuff about pits. Give me other people's team radios. I don't need to hear Lewis say my tires are pretty shot and then go another 10 laps and put in a fastest lap on lap 32 on old ass tires.
Well, do you think there's a broadcast strategy where if Lewis is front of the grid, like, is he the most popular driver? And if so, do people not care about other radios? You know what I mean? Like, Do you think they do that for, max entertainment purposes, or is that just like the flow of the race?
Probably. It's definitely more entertaining to hear, like, say, Lewis, Sainz, and Giovinazzi are on the radio talking about tires. They're going to put Lewis's team radio.
No, that makes sense.
So, like, it definitely has to do with, like, the position he's in and everything, at least a little bit. But like, when he said it, we both sat here and were like, so he's going to go another 10 laps at least on these tires. Like, it's just, at this point, it's just like it's a callback comedic bit at this point. It's not.
It's a meme, dude.
It's not even, like, I just don't take it seriously at all.
From his perspective, I'm curious if what it actually is he calls it out the second he feels the structure of the tire change, and then it's hyperbolic in the nature that, like, he delivers that message. Instead of saying, like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit of slippage, these tires are getting old, like, that's a long radio message. It's probably easier just to hit the button and be like, these tires are shit, and then just keep on going.
Yeah, that's true. Like, get back in the zone.
Right. It's probably...
Ooh.
Yeah. It seems more of a useful... it seems like shorthand rather than like...
yeah, like...
Boy, my... You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, keep an eye on this. Like, watch our tire wear on the computers. Yes. And... Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know how much of a fucking nerd he is. He's not like... No, he's purely talking about it from like an analytical perspective. Yeah. I have to imagine.
Yeah, and
he's probably the biggest racing nerd out there.
For everyone listening and all who thinks we shit on Lewis too much, we also know he's 100% the best driver on the grid and, like, is a phenomenal driver. He's great. But we just have to give him a hard time because of that. Because he does the same shit every time and then still wins every fucking race. So we have to bust his balls a little bit.
Oh, here we go. Ocon making the move. That was so clean.
That was a really slick move.
Damn, bro. Let's go. That Alpine is looking fast.
It is. And also just a note on Ricardo. He got a good radio message that he put in a good lap time a little bit ago. So he's down in the 122s, up into fifth, I believe.
Place. Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and he was so far back at the start of the race. The pit timings really worked out for him.
I don't think he's pitted yet.
Oh.
So I think that's the thing that I think he and Alonso and Stroll have not all pitted. And Stroll, I'm very surprised about because Stroll is on the softs. And so those are 35, 36 lap old softs.
Right.
And he is... just chilling. But when he pits, he'll be probably back around Ocon. I think in the next couple laps, we'll start to see the top three look to pit. I think Max might be able to... I really think Red Bull needs to go for the undercut.
So they should be pitting, like, very shortly.
That's what I would think.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. Yep.
Wait.
And they're throwing the hards on.
Did a Mert go into the pits too?
No.
Okay. Oh shit! Let's
slow
go.
Pit. That's slow for Red Bull. 2.3.
I'm gonna call the FIA. Say, give me back my fucking stream.
See, there's a radio message too.
What's up?
Mercedes got on the radio for Bottas and goes Verstappen in the pits. pick up the pace.
Ooh.
So, Max locked up coming into the pits to avoid speeding through the pit lane.
Well, at least those tires are coming off, right?
Yep, that's what they said. Like, yeah.
Dude, I could cast these races. I'm literally saying the exact same thing that they are.
Yeah. It's like watching some of the league co-streams. I like watching I Will Dominates because he'll say something and then like Kobe or Azale will say it and he's like, stop watching my co-stream.
That's funny. Well, I guess realistically, if you're doing the best objective coverage that you can of something, or at least attempting to cover it objectively and properly, at any given time, there's only a few things that you could be saying that are both correct and relevant, right?
Yeah.
So, like, at any given moment, if there's a bunch of things going on, there's only ever, like, 30 things to say about that thing, because everything else would just be wrong or, like, more of a subjective take, you know what I'm saying? So, eventually, you're going to get into an analytical space where, yeah, you're just saying the same things, because if you have the same game IQ,
you're going to see
similarly. Yeah.
And Max, that worked out so well. So the undercut worked out for Red Bull there. So coming out of the pits, Bottas had about a second up on Max still, but he was sliding around, couldn't get the tires up to temperature. Max made the move, and Lewis is being brought into the pits. And probably Perez as well, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's go, Max. Come on, bud.
Let's see. Well, and it helped that Mercedes' pit stop for Valtteri was a full second slower than Max's. Quick.
2.5.
Yep.
He's going. Damn, Checo got in front of him. That doesn't really matter, though, because he still got a pit.
He's on the mediums, though, so he might... Yeah, Lewis is a ways up. And he gets out ahead of the back markers.
Well, they would have gotten the blue flag anyway. It only would have slowed him up for a little bit. I see your point, though.
Yeah, well, even if they get the flag, it's still... I feel like you have to take, like, a slightly unadvantageous line, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how Lewis can get his tires up. See if I'm curious to see what the decision is with Perez though, because he's staying out right now. All right, Leclerc makes a move on Sainz. Teammates, Ferraris.
It looks like he's on the newer tires, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. So, re-showing the Verstappen pass on Bottas, you could see Valtteri sliding. His cars, he's got the wobbles.
Bro, and then Max just, like, attacked it the second he saw him wobble.
Yep, 100%.
That was, like, awesome. Well done, Max. That was sweet. Yeah, man. He was like, a little fishtail, bro. I love that word, by the way. It's such a descriptive term for what happens. I think
it's a great one.
Damn, what an interesting turn that is, where, like, they come right around the outside, like, cut halfway in, and then they're, like, doubling back.
Yeah.
That was a quick little...
Kind of, in baseball, we call that bananaing.
Bananaing?
So when you're rounding the bases in baseball, you kind of, like, go in and then take a little like swoop around to like get,
because you're aligning yourself straight with the other base.
Yeah, you're trying to like, you don't do it super hard because the goal is to like get your foot right on the inside corner of the base so that you can push off and like kind of like use that to propel you 90-degree turn a little bit easier.
I gotcha.
So,
baseball sucks. What a dumb thing.
I played for 10 years, man. I played a decade of baseball.
They should just use starting blocks and run on the track if they want to feel like they're getting a push off. That's so lame.
It was
base runners being judged on how well their cleats fucking tickle a base. That's so stupid. He barely hit the corner. It was just a millimeter. He's so skilled.
Every split second makes a difference.
Dude, I guess.
Especially for me, man, because remember how small I was?
Yeah.
Me being fast was the only thing that kept me playing baseball as long as I did. Legitimately, I could not hit the ball far at all. Like, I had one hit in high school baseball that was more than a single. I had one double.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I couldn't hit the ball far. I could get my bat on the ball, but I would just hit it into the infield and just like beat the throw because I was just
faster. Well, you're like a little twig trying to smack a ball, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're a little stick bug.
Yeah. And that's when I also stopped being able to pitch, when people started being 6 feet tall and throw 85 miles an hour in high school, and I was like 5'2", throwing like 70. I was like, yeah, I'll just like play outfield and run after the ball.
Dude, you really do just encounter freaks in high school, man.
It's such a weird time for athletics too, because like if I was the size I am now in high school, like, because some people like hit their full grown size at like 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then
they have got like the full beard, arm hair.
I didn't tell
They're
I was
talking like this.
Yeah, I was 19 when I like stopped growing. Like I just kept going for a while. So it makes it a weird time for high school sports because everyone's at different like levels of
for sure
of that. Granted, I'm not saying I would be a professional baseball player right now or anything.
Nobody should be a professional baseball player.
I don't know, man. It's a tough sport.
It is pretty tough.
Some parts of it, but back to racing. Ricardo still has not pitted. Perez has still not pitted. Lewis,
wouldn't those tires just be trashed? Like, wouldn't that be so hard to drive?
I think at this point, the goal for both of them is to make it far enough to get the softs on while everyone else is on the hard. So Ricardo about to come in. I think that's the goal. So I think they're going to go hard.
I think they were white walls.
You are correct, and that was a slow stop. 5 seconds probably. Yeah, 4.8.
Jeez.
Bad pit stop.
Do you see him just like drop the tire? Was he upset?
Oh yeah. The pit crew, they know when they fuck up.
Right.
They 100% are like, oh no.
Well, because you would feel it. Like those seconds, like every second past like 2.5, it probably takes a year, and you're like trying to wrench that tire off.
That, and also I think that each of those mechanics know how quick a smooth stop is.
Right, and every millisecond out of that smoothness, it probably feels like gears just like...
Or anything that they feel that... Because like when they're on the gun taking off the tires or whatever, they have to be able to feel like, oh, something didn't go smoothly, and if it's not going smoothly, they're probably like, I know that slowed down. Whether they're like even measuring time super well or not. Like,
Oh,
little wobble from signs there. Yeah, I think that like might be it too. Like, as like when you unscrew a screw and it just like comes out like nice easy twists, or when you're trying to like really wrench it, you got to push
right.
the screwdriver in extra to like get it to grip and all. I think
That's a good example.
it's got to be something similar. So,
Right.
and also the pit crews, I feel like they're saying they're like, this is my only job essentially. Like, I'm sitting here for 40 some laps cheering on. All I have to do is put on a tire, and if they fuck up, they probably feel like that was my one time to make a difference during the race, and I fucked up. Like, it's a feels bad man moment. Max has put a little gap in between him and Valtteri, though. Lewis putting in more fastest laps. It's going to be tough for Max to catch up, but...
What do you think Perez does? He's, like, his race is kind of fucked, man.
He'll come out ahead of Lando. Right.
Okay.
If he pits right now, the pit should put him about 25 seconds.
Okay, I see that.
So he's 28 ahead of Lando right now. So if he pits, he should be able to do that. And I think he will go on to the softs and try and chase after Valtteri.
Sure. He, like, that
He is
that
in a
option's
window
available for him, yeah.
Yeah, he's in a window to do that. And he is also, let's see, 14. So he would be about 10 seconds back from Valtteri. So he would have 20 laps or so to make up 10 seconds, which on the softs versus the hards might be doable.
Okay.
And Ocon, that Alpine, I am so curious what changes they made or what upgrade. I'm going to have to look and see if I can find any info on upgrades that they put in for this race.
Right. It's like, flying.
If they use any tokens, because Ocon is having a phenomenal race. He's up there splitting the Ferraris right now. For me right now, honestly, Ocon might be my current driver of the day with how he's racing. I think he's in the same position that he started, maybe. I think he was right around that 7th position on the grid.
Yep.
But the Alpine has not been that competitive, and for him to be up there splitting the Ferraris, that's pretty huge. Because right now, I also don't see anyone else. Maybe Ricardo. Ricardo up in the points, moved up 6 spots from his grid position. If he can move up a little more, might be in contention. So Valtteri is moving quickly on Max. He's gaining on him, from what they're saying.
And Max is not gaining really that much on Hamilton at all.
Both of the Mercedes, I think, have better pace right now than the Red Bull. So Valtteri is putting in Max puts a fastest lap in, and it's immediately beat by Valtteri. So Max is pushing. He's trying to hold off.
Damn, down in the 120s. Quali times were like 118, 117.
Yeah. So
they're on the hards though, so obviously it's slower.
Yeah, and also higher fuel, so the car's a little heavier.
I always just like to make note of the track time, lap differences.
Yeah,
it's based on different conditions.
It's definitely interesting, and what the fuck are you doing, Mazepin? That's not good. Mazepin might get he might get a penalty there.
Oh, man.
he's getting the blue flags and then is in the racing line of the leader as he's coming around. He has now been... Is that... No, that's his first time being lapped by Perez, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have so much trouble, like, talking about the Haas cars right now because they do have such an uncompetitive car.
Right.
But Mazepin does not look like an F1 quality driver right now. Like...
Yeah, I've had similar thoughts.
I feel like I'm being mean and picking on him because he doesn't have a good car and he's a rookie, and so it's only his third race, so I feel like I'm like maybe being a little too harsh. I hope I'm not, but like
I don't think you are, especially like if Mazepin and Mick were the only rookies on the grid, like you wouldn't have much to compare them against, and you would say, oh, but they're not getting like dev upgrades and yada yada yada. Yeah. But I think the bottom line is Yuki is racing much better than both of them. Granted, he has a better car, but you can also see it like in his spirit as well on the track. Like Yuki's really pushing in a way that's evident of him racing to get ahead. It feels like Mazepin is like racing not to fly off the track. It doesn't seem like he's confident in the car. It doesn't seem like he has control of the car. Whereas Yuki being a rookie, it's not the car or the track that he's having a problem with. It's like his own, he's just like pushing. He wants to race. He wants to pass people. But it feels like Mick and Nikita are just struggling in the vehicle. It's like a different kind of trouble that they're having.
Yeah.
Like Yuki's actually racing. The other two are just like dragging themselves around the track. I don't know.
Dead in the water. It feels bad, and I feel bad for them. But even in like qualies and practices, though, Mick's not in last. Like Mick's up in like, he's been putting in like 17, 16, like in those practices and stuff. Like he's not just sitting 18th and Mazepin's 19th. Like they are in the race on these longer runs, which makes sense. But Mazepin it just seems like is perpetually in 19th. He had another spin in one of the practice sessions that sent him off the track into the gravel. Like I don't know. We'll see. He's 2 laps down. He's been lapped twice.
Yeah, not the most inspired race by them.
It's tough, but Perez should be coming in very soon. And FIA under investigation, Mazepin and Sergio. So Mazepin might get a point on his license for holding up Sergio on that when he had the blue flags.
Oh, there you go, Pierre. Oh, much better exit, though, from Daniel.
Yeah. Also, team radio a little bit ago, Lando was told he had 2.5 seconds up on Leclerc, and that Leclerc was starting to kind of gain a little bit. And Lando goes, just let me race. I'm doing all I can.
Classic.
Love it. Lando gets a little snappy on the radio sometimes, which, I mean, it makes sense. Like,
well, here's the moment that nobody wants to hear, but I'll say it anyway. Like, I had yesterday, I was playing the F1 game, and I've noticed considerably towards the end of races, it gets really hard, to keep up the same rhythm that you had for the other 40 laps. So I can imagine the blood boiling as you're getting, you have 15 laps to go. You heard all the radio messages, you're pushing. And because your pit wall hasn't been at war for the last hour. They're just like, oh, you got a three, blah, blah, yeah. But in the car, you're just like, oh, I'm doing the thing, man.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to hang on to these tires. I'm trying to, yeah.
Right, like the universe looks very different for those two individuals.
Yeah.
And so I never hold it against the driver when they're like snapping, because dude, your arms, like, yeah, it's all of it, bro.
Holy cow.
What does that mean? We're extending Checo.
They're telling that was them saying to Checo, we're extending. They're like, you don't get new tires yet. Mans is on 51 lap old medium tires.
Well, and he just got passed too.
Yeah, well, Lewis has just got the pace right now, and he's on good tires. Sergio's on 51 lap old yellows. Why?
Yeah.
Talking about old hards, those are old mediums, man. Jeez.
Well, they look like they're in pretty good condition, honestly. There's no, like, graining or marbling. They don't look to be, like, shredded at all.
He has to bring it in, though.
Yeah, he's got to. I'm just saying,
yeah.
like, for 51 laps, the tires look great.
He's taking good care of them, yeah. So he'll be...
I'm literally going to call the FI.
And Alonso gets the DRS, makes a move on Ricciardo, the Alpine. Yeah. Perez, box. So, Sergio coming in. He'll still be up about 10 seconds on Lando coming out of the pits. So.
Damn.
Let's get a nice quick stop onto those softs. 2-3.
Now, why does it feel like no matter what Red Bull does, Lewis he's just ahead all the time, man?
Time penalty for
5 seconds.
Yeah. And
I thought the extending was them saying, like, because he held you up, the punishment for him is that, like, we tell all the cars to, like, slow up and then you get to push. That's what I thought the extending was. I was like, wait, what a dumb rule.
Oh, no. They slapped Mazepin with a 5-second penalty.
I see that now.
And he'll get a point on his license, on his super license. And Perez, yeah. So the reasoning behind Red Bull extending Perez, essentially, the idea behind it is, Sergio, if you can race Lewis and hold him up a little bit more, because, like, if you can defend well, potentially
Max closes the gap.
Yeah, you can slow down Lewis, close up the gap for Max, and potentially give him a chance to make a run at Lewis. But that was the only... that was kind of Red Bull's last hope of, I think, of anyone catching Lewis.
Right.
Max only 1.2 up on Valtteri right now, though. So that's going to be, I think, where the big end of the race is going to be, is for that second position.
For number 2.
Yeah. Mercedes is looking very good right now, though. Both of their cars. They're having a good day.
Cut to preseason testing. We're not that good, mate. We're the slowest car on the track, mate. We'll have all sorts of problems, mate.
I'm curious to see what... Oh, they're talking to...
I was going to say, you're listening to Christian.
Yeah. And my stream cuts out right in the middle of Christian talking. Worst timing. It hadn't cut out for a bit, though.
No, it was doing good for a bit. I was trying to hear what he was saying. It looked like, who is that? Pierre? Yeah.
Yeah.
For the points. Pierre racing Daniel for the points.
Yep. Get in there, Pierre.
Where's he from? Is he French?
He's French, yeah.
Gotcha.
He and Esteban.
Power. Give it to me now.
Who said that?
Gasly says, if we have more power, give it to me now.
Give him the power.
The power!
So, I want Danny to stay in the points, but
I want Gasly to be in the points too. That's what sucks about F1 is I enjoy all of them.
I really do. There's really not many people that I'm not a huge fan of. There are ones that that I'm just kind of like, yeah, but there are none that I like really dislike much. Like even like Giovinazzi, he's like not really ever really in the points. He's kind of racing towards the back of the midfield, and I'm still like, he's cool. He's fine. I'm kind of like
right now he's P13.
Yeah, I'm kind of more indifferent to him, I guess, than anything. I'm like, yeah, he's fine. Keep him out there.
Yeah. I feel the same about like Latifi, the Haas drivers. Pretty much everybody else though I'm like tuned into.
Big Lance Stroll fan though.
Big Stroll fan. I follow his dad.
It's actually did I say Lance? I meant Lawrence.
Yeah. Well, as much as we're memeing, like you could probably learn a thing or two from that guy.
100%.
Valtteri's losing power.
That's good for Max. Oh wow. Wait. That's weird. He was 1.2 seconds back on Max. He is now 4.8 back. Within 3 laps, he lost 3.5 seconds.
Something bad happened.
Sergio, we'll see. Lock up there from Yuki, I think. Yeah.
Oh, get it. Oh, he kept it off the gravel. What a guy. Nice.
Okay.
Man, quick move by Valtteri.
Yeah, I was going to say could have been a little risky there for Yuki, but I don't think they'll consider that a dangerous re-entry or anything. I think that's just a racing incident kind of thing.
Well, because at a certain point, they don't want want you to compromise like your own drive, right? Like you're still able to like get back on the track. You don't have to like stop, look, and listen.
No, so I think the only time that is a factor is if you actually like go off and are at like a dead stop kind of thing.
Right.
So if you spin out and then you're trying to whip yourself back onto the track, you do have to kind of look and everything. But something like that where you just lock up, run wide, like you are fine. Let's see. Who's that? Giovinazzi going after Vettel.
Got him.
Swinging around the outside. Up into 12th for Gio. Oh, Alonso just got past Danny Ricks.
It seems like Gasly fell back a little bit on Daniel as well.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Just a smidgen.
It was a nice little move. But Sergio took the fastest lap away from Lewis, so that's actually pretty big too. Because if Max is not going to be able to get the win, taking every point you can take away from Lewis, the better.
I don't think so, anyway.
Yeah. So, Just a recap of where we're at right now, everyone. Lap 57 out of 66. Lewis first, Max second, Valtteri third, Checo fourth, Lando fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, Ocon seventh, Sainz eighth, Alonso ninth, and last person in the points is Danny Ricks right now. So Alonso might he's within range of Carlos Sainz though. So he's
gonna need a little bit more for the DRS to be a passing factor.
Yeah, he's putting it close on him though. It would be interesting to see both Alpines split the Ferraris.
Mm-hmm.
That would be quite a drive. Honestly, right now the Alpines both are kind of up there in my driver of the day voting.
Well, yeah, it said Fernando started 13th. He's up in 9th. He's made some moves during the race. Ocon's racing like crazy.
Yeah, and even though like for this race, let's see what the qualifying. So Ocon was 6th. He's now in 7th. I still think that even losing a place, he would be considered like up there for it right now.
Fernando got it.
Nice.
Why does Alpine have them wearing fucking
dirt bike helmets?
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
What do they think's gonna happen, man?
Ooh.
Tires come bouncing.
See, that's what I want to see. Head. That's what I want to see. Mick Schumacher is looking to make a move on Latifi.
Let's go, dude. He's gonna just spin out.
He's got the DRS. He's 0.2 back on him.
It's that ugly ass white car. It's so slow.
It just looks like an airplane.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
You honestly. Are flying Air Haas from New York to Portimao. Like it's such an ugly car. I hate it. And even all the sponsors on it, it just makes me think of like the name of the airline on the wing of the tail of the plane. Oh,
dude, they should have put the bomber jaws on the front of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that would be sick. Honestly, that would be pretty cool. I think only the Americans did that stuff, though. I don't think the Russians did that as much. Well, even though Haas is an American country, but
it is.
Their primary sponsor is Russian.
Man, yeah, shout out the American team. Thank God we're the worst in F1. I love it.
I'm trying to think. Is Red Bull kind of American? I know that the headquarters for the racing is in Hungary, or Austria.
Or Sweden? Or wait.
Norway?
Portugal?
I have to look it up.
I think Red Bull is a German company.
Is it really?
I think so.
So they're technically Red Bull Racing's headquarters is in the UK.
Epic. That was going to be my 17th guess, just saying.
Their track is in Austria.
Yep.
So I had it the second time.
Gotcha. But wait, where? Okay, so they're a UK company then.
Well,
where were they founded? Who's their founder? How can a company even have nationalities? What? I guess it does make sense. It's like a Japanese company or whatever company.
Energy drink headquarters is in Austria.
Okay. That's still not German though, so I'm still wrong.
But the guy who invented it, he was an Austrian entrepreneur who was working for a German manufacturer.
Okay, all right, that's close.
So yeah,
that's close enough.
We're in there.
Was his stepdad like? Did his stepdad like work in Germany or something? We could get a connection there as well.
Possibly.
All right, what's Valtteri saying?
Dig into that. say, oh, he's keep pushing so that he has a chance at a free stop to go for the fastest lap. So
I don't think you get a free stop.
27. It's going to be tight with Perez. They would have to have a clean stop for him. Yeah, 25-second gap for pit stops. He would be 2.5 on Perez. See if Mick can get Latifi. He's trying. He's hanging on there. And that's the kind of driving I want to see. Like he is going after it and actually racing for whatever position he can get. Yeah, and Mazepin he's just kind of hanging there at the back. It's a bummer.
Definite bummer, I agree. But that just means that, they have less of a chance of being here next year, and maybe we'll get, a rookie that isn't just here to smack women.
Yeah. Oh, and Red Bull moving modes trying to put in another fastest lap for Sergio to hold off Bottas from being able to get it.
Hell yeah.
So it's just so risky, even with 28 seconds for Bottas on Perez. If they have a bad pit stop, Sergio might just get past him.
Right. Well, what's interesting is how much they're willing to risk that for just 1 point.
Right.
It's not like fastest lap is 2 or 3 points. It's 1 point.
And it's do you want to potentially risk a 5-point difference or whatever it is between third and fourth?
Right. Go from having a 1-2 lockout to losing 2-3 to the Red Bulls.
Yeah, that would be rough in the constructors, especially if Red Bull could get the fastest lap too. Because there's also no guarantee that Bottas on the red tires is going to get the fastest lap.
Yeah.
He still has to put in. Oh, and Mick made the move. There we go. Good for you, Mick. Cheers.
Guy's insane.
F2 champion.
F2 champion to back marker in F1. Hell yeah.
I think him showing that he can kind of be competitive with some of the... not that Latifi is an old head in the ring, but someone who's been driving in F1 for a couple of years. I think that puts him in position to, in a year or two, possibly move up to one of the better Ferrari engine teams.
Maybe Aston Martin picks him up when Seb quits.
Yeah, or you could see possibly Alfa Romeo if Kimi Räikkönen ever retires. Just kidding. Kimi's never going to retire.
80 years old. We're moving, guys.
And he'll still be around 15th on the grid somehow.
That'd be insane. Shades on, cat back.
Oh, Valtteri they're going for it. Slow stop. Not super slow, but slower than they wanted. Okay, he'll be out with time on Perez, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. There comes Sergio around the corner.
Valtteri, you got to drive now. Valtteri, you're still in a race here, bud.
He's got a couple seconds up still. Yeah.
And so he's not doing the fastest lap yet. Because that, when you're in the pits, you're still, on your lap.
Right. So he has this lap to kind of warm up the tires, and then he'll have 2 shots at it for lap 65 and 66.
Gotcha.
So,
I understand.
Max is 4 seconds back from Hamilton. Mercedes put in the pit stop to get Bottas on the reds, everyone. And so he's 32 back from Max now. Ricciardo putting the move on Sainz, getting up into 9th. Good on him.
Nice.
Ricciardo's up there too. Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah, he definitely...
Oh, and now they're giving Max a shot at the fastest lap. because he's got 32 seconds on Valtteri. So
Oh, this is funny.
free
Hell
stop, warm up lap, and then for the last lap of the race, Max is going to try and put it in.
yeah. That's a 1-9 from the Red Bull squad. Those guys are insane on the pit.
That might be fastest pit of the year.
Well, so far it is, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go, Max.
See? I don't know. I think that having the fastest lap point, they're talking about on the... yeah. Now, Lewis, you can't. You've had...
He really just said that, didn't he?
You literally can't.
They said it's always worth a try.
Well, he's on his last lap, so, like, he wouldn't even be able to...
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like, he wouldn't
Dude,
be able to pit.
Lewis seems so clueless when he's in the car. It's like he forgets everything else.
Yeah.
Do we go for it, dude? You're already done, Lewis. We can get the fastest lap still.
No, Lewis, you crossed the checkered flag.
Lewis, you're out of your car. You're standing next to me.
Are you sure we don't want to go for it?
Should we go for it? I'll get the Reds right now.
He's in front of the microphone being interviewed by Will Buxton after it. It's like, should we go for the fastest lap?
God, that's the funniest thing.
Valtteri put it in.
Well, Max can still get it.
He can.
Dude, that's so sick. You get the fastest tires on a rubbered-in track, like right at the end, so it's going to be
no fuel left in your car.
Right, like that's so fun.
Yeah,
I love that. God damn it!
Max put in a fastest sector 1. Let's see.
Let's go. He's going purple.
Want to see? And there goes Lewis. Congrats to Lewis.
Yeah.
Another dub, just pushing that record even further out of reach. Congrats. Max, let's see if he gets the fastest lap.
Come on, Max.
Clean run. Oh, deleted. Time deleted. Won't count. They're going to take the fastest lap away.
Yeah, he was pretty wide there.
I think that gets deleted. Right now, though, Max has the fastest lap. We have a... Yep, they're talking about it. Yep. He's going to lose that. But, so I've right now we have Lewis 1, Max 2, Valtteri 3, Max with the fastest lap. Perez 4, Norris 5, Leclerc 6, Ocon 7, Alonso 8, Ricardo 9, Gasly 10, Sainz 11, Giovinazzi 12. Lewis talking about having a lot of work to do after he gaps everyone to win the race.
Is that what the fuck he said?
Yeah.
Got a lot of work to do still?
Yeah, he's like, good race this weekend. Like, good job to the team. Got a lot of work to do.
Same. Nice. That's awesome.
Man has a competitive spirit, if nothing else.
I know, seriously. Man, that's so shitty. My stream just kept cutting out right at the end. I didn't get to experience the end of the race.
Yeah. I honestly do, though, think that Max is going to get the fastest lap taken away. It's a bummer. But Max still able to split the Mercedes. And it... Yep. Max, he said that was not easy. But no, with how easily it seemed like Lewis was able to hold the lead, seeing Max be able to split him and Valtteri is still good, and it kind of just it just gives me that feeling again that Valtteri is just like a touch off. Like, we've talked about it. Valtteri is a great driver. He would be a number one driver on most teams.
Mm-hmm.
Just not Mercedes or Red Bull.
In most seasons, in most years, he would be a number one driver.
Yeah. He just has the unfortunate timing of being there when Lewis Hamilton is and with Max. See, how come Max doesn't ever hit the little block and push it forward like that, but Lewis does every time when he's in second?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably like the uninteresting answer is it probably just has something to do with their approach route, and Max is just more familiar with second place and how to do it than Lewis was.
That's so sad. No, you're not wrong. Like, it would make sense. But yeah, that is the conclusion of the race for the Portimao Grand Prix. Max going over congratulating Lewis on another win. 97, just stretching that champ or the record.
Who's your driver of the day?
Max got his time deleted. I thought so. Outside of track limits, so Valtteri gets the extra points. That sucks.
Red Bull just got robbed.
We saw it. I mean, I saw it, so I knew the FIA was going to see it.
Right.
So,
who's your driver of the day?
Probably the rookie Fernando Alonso.
Hell yeah. Rookie year. He's doing amazing. Never been in an F1 car before in his life.
My top three personally, Alonso 1, Ocon 2, Ricardo 3. Those are my top three for driver of the day.
Nice. Okay.
I think Lewis, of course, would be up there for a lot of people. He won. He was comfortably out front. But yeah, I like seeing some of those drivers that had, especially after tough qualifying for Danny Ricks, like being able to move up into the points. That's huge.
Yeah.
Lando, nice clean race, coming home in 5th. Like, that's awesome for him. Will hopefully that should keep him up with in 3rd place for the drivers still.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was 11 points up on Valtteri. So
okay. Valtteri's going to be happy getting points today, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, Valtteri will bump up past Leclerc into 4th, and Lando will probably have a couple points on him still. I'd have to figure out the exact point totals, but that's kind of what I'm expecting right now. So
nice. And then we have a race coming up next weekend.
We do. We have it's Monaco next weekend, right? Or no, Spain.
Yeah.
And then Monaco would be the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, back-to-back race weekends. So
should be fun.
Looking forward to that. But anything else we want to say before we take things out of here?
No, I don't think so. Great race today. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, fun to do another race companion with you. Looking forward to next week's race. But we will catch you all later. This has been another bonus episode of The Tall and Short of It.
Peace out, everybody.
Later.